Okay, I am doing this with two computers today, and unfortunately, there are less books than originally planned. The original video had 80 plus books in it, but the original video went go 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 so, and not only that, but it was the entire video. There's been a couple where it's been half, but this was the entire video. So, in a scramble, because this is supposed to air today, and I need to take it down today, and I didn't have enough preparation, and I didn't want these to air out of order. I like these to air in order of the months. So I apologize. I will probably, depending on how this goes, I'll put the pictures up. Because there was about 10 books that just I couldn't get back. And I'm really disappointed that I couldn't get back these books. But, and if you want to know her identity, please check out Dirty 30 New Year's Eve video. And while we're at it, please check out my Star Trek Next Generation recaps. I had to redo 3 recaps. That took me hours upon hours to do those 3 recaps. So if you could please make sure you check out the Times Arrow video later this month and Times Arrow 2. I can't tell you, I've used many computers. I even put out a plea to YouTube for help. And would you believe people gave me thumbs down? People actually gave me thumbs down for pleading for help. Go figure. So if you see me showing stuff this way, that's you. If you see me showing stuff this way, that's the other computer. So I'm going to try and do both because I ended up merging the videos, and this is new to I didn't do it very well, but I'm desperate. I'm using binder clip computer with the computer that's supposed to be the best that I'll be paying off for the rest of my life, and it 20 sometimes it's 5 minutes in, sometimes it's 10 minutes in. You get the I do not know why it does it. The sometimes the video comes and goes too. I've tried all these different diagnostics. Sometimes I have sound, sometimes I don't. I am praying to God that you guys can hear me on this computer. I know you can hear me, but I don't know if you can hear me, and it's gonna kill me if you can't hear me. But I'm glad you can hear me because you're my backup. So, and please check out If Then. I'm supposed to be filming an If Then right now too, and my head's not in the space, but besides, I need to get this done. I need to get this done today because this is airing today. And of course, Flashback Monday, where we talk about all the books in my favorite magazine. And when I first showed this, it didn't have the split down the front. So let me just show you. And let me show you. And I apologize for the lack of books for this one. I need to keep track because I don't know if I'm coming or going today. I'm trying really hard. So let's get to it. This is Flashback Monday for March 2011. And it's part 2, or should I say redone video. I love this magazine to death, and we have a big spread on Sabrina Jeffries. Sabrina Jeffries. Sorry. I need to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, an alphabet soup. I'll show it to you and show it to you. And it's do you know who your author pseudonyms are? MJ Putney is a female, and we also know her as Mary Jo Putney. And then we have B.B. Hayward is a married couple. They write mystery, Town in a Lobster Stew. What does BB stand for? Our first names, Beth and Bob. D.E. Meredith writes historical. Her latest is Devoured. Now remember, this is 2011. It stands for Denise Ellen. J.L. Saint is a female. You may also know her as Jennifer St. Giles, who writes thrillers. C.W. Gardner is a male, writes historical fiction, and the latest is The Tudor Secret. J.J. Murphy, Murder You Darlings, the real name is John Murphy. N.K. Jemisin is a female. She writes fantasy, and The Broken Kingdoms is her latest for 2010. And they have a few down here. And they have a few down here. And I know some of these. I know J.K. Bepp. And I know J.D. Robb. I know my Nora Roberts. I know my Eve Dallas, my J.D. Robb. That's right. Please go check out my 60 videos. And there's one coming up in a couple weeks. That book's coming today. It's coming Amazon-y. Amazon-y. Come to me. God, I hope you work. I hope you work too. And like I said, the books are going to be different. There's a couple missing. There's a couple from a couple categories missing. And I'm really, really sorry about that. And we have a whole section on Janet Ivanovich. Janet Erin Brockovich. Excuse me. I'm losing it today. Erin Brockovich. And second here, I just discovered that I am not plugged in, and I need to plug in. See? There's no special editing going on here. Oh, and you know what I forgot? Welcome to the D. Louise book series. I'm KRISTINA. K-R-I-S-T-I-N-A. I can do it with both hands. And this is a what you see is what you get video. Obviously, there's no special effects. There's no theme music. There's none of that fancy smashy stuff going on here. Except the person having a panic attack. That's all. Just me having a panic attack. So, Erin Brockovich. And I think the book is reviewed in here, so we will probably show this again. The original video to this went 2 hours. So, we're going to try and make... It's going to be a little shorter because there are less books. And I am going to try... I will probably have to put in pictures because... There's 5 or 6 books that didn't make it. So, Anne Mallory. We start with historicals, the mysteries, inspirationals, paranormals, Harlequin. I may do an erotica. We got inspirationals. Cause we got the sci-fi book is the one missing. I had that the first time around. I don't have it this time around. So it's Anne Mallory. One Night is Never Enough. Show it to you. Show it to you. Anne Mallory, 4.5 stars. And most of the books I do are at least 4 or 4.5 stars. Mallory showcases her latest talent for creating powerful stories, made stronger by intense emotions with her well-drawn characters, their rappier dialogue, and irresistible bad boy hero. She captivates readers' attention, even a plot as old as the genre becomes new in her hands. Some might believe Charlotte Chatsworth is made of ice. In truth, she is her father's pawn and ashamed to marry her to a wealthy nobleman. Her concern for her sister outweighs her fear that her father's gambling may ruin her family. Rowan Merrick, owner of a gambling hell, understands men like Chatsworth. Why then does he crave Charlotte and accept her father's outrageous wager? One night with Charlotte in exchange for his vouchers. Shame on him. Shame! Shame on him! Selling his daughter. Alright. So then. Don't fall. Don't fall. We have Brenda Joyce. Brenda Joyce. 4.5 stars. And I have talked about this series before. Francesca Cahill. She's an amateur sleuth in 1900 New York City, and she's got 2 guys she's flirting with, and she's supposed to marry one, and things don't go right, and I think that's this book, actually, yeah. Calder Hart, and then the police commissioner. And another thing, my cat's got a roll of paper towels under the table. I wish I could show you the video of my cat under the table playing with a roll of paper towels at my feet. So that's another stressful thing. Here we go. She's going to be mad at me for taking her toy. Okay, so another thing that I wanted to bring up. I may not have mentioned this in the previous version of this video. If you read a book and you read the book, you put the book down, if you can remember what the book was about, it was a good book. If you have to pick it up and go, oh, yeah, then it wasn't a good book. Now think about this. 2010. These books came out. This is 2011 when the paperback came out. I remember what these were about. So these were good books, and it was a good series. It was a really good series. And the problem was, her publisher didn't think it was a good series. Now, this is just speculation. This was just rumor speculation at the time. I have no proof or facts of this. But she was writing the DeWarrens, and that was like a Dallas, Fort Knots Landing. It was one of those influential rich people serials that she was doing, the DeWarrens, and her publisher preferred, and the DeWarrens apparently sold better than Francesca, so she stopped doing Francesca. I think it was 9 or 10 books, and that was it. She just left the series. She never actually finished it. I would hope one day that she would finish it, but she never finished it. And I enjoyed Francesca, and you could actually technically label it a Gaslight series because it does take place in New York, the same exact time period as Victoria Thompson's series, 1900 Manhattan. She's an amateur sleuth. She's a wealthy amateur sleuth. And she's brought into investigations. Let's see what it says here. 4.5 stars. It's wonderful to have Joyce's intrepid sleuth Francesca Cahill back in another fast-paced mystery. Deadly fans know the series is as much soap opera as a marvelous mystery romance. We'll be more than satisfied to uncover another chapter in the Cahill-Hart-Bragg saga. Joyce never disappoints, being sure to add every element of chilling mystery, seamless in a strong love story set against a colorful backdrop. On the morning of her wedding to Calder Hart, amateur sleuth Francesca Cahill is lured away to a private viewing of a portrait that could destroy her entire family. The nude Hart commissioned of her. Her desperate quest to recover the scandalous portrait leads her into a dangerous trap with no way to escape until it's too late. And when Francesca finally arrives at the church, it's vacant. She has unintentionally jilted Hart at the altar. This is a good series. Okay, I don't even know what. Let me just do this. Margot McGuire, Seducing the Governess. And I thank you all for your patience with this particular video. I hope you are still here. My analytics say you left already, but anyway. Seducing the Governess. Seducing the Governess. 4.5 stars. Maguire begins a tantalizing duet tinged with mystery and plenty of passion. With strong character, sharp repartee, and her hallmark sensuality, she lures readers into the lives of her fascinating and unconventional characters. A disfigured hero and a bold heroine, Maguire cleverly hints at the next book to come, ensuring readers there will be a sequel. Nash Ferris returns from the war to find that he has become the Earl of Ashbury and his niece Emmeline's guardian, as unused to being an earl as he is being to a father. Nash hires Mercy Franklin as Emmeline's governess. Their first meeting on the road to Ashby sets the tone for their relationship tempestuous. Still, Nash is betwixt by the sassy, black-haired, outspoken Mercy, who turns his house and his world upside down. He cannot allow his passions to interfere with investigating his brother's death. When accidents begin happening and Nash's neighbor starts hinting at what a fine bride his daughter would be, Nash is caught between duty and desire. He must maintain the estate and family, but he needs Mercy's love and compassion. And Robyn DeHart, Treasure Me, 4.5 stars. Treasure Me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4.5 stars. The legend hunters, those seekers of treasures and myths, return for their last enthralling adventure. Romance allowing DeHart the opportunity to craft a fast-paced, thrilling roller coaster tale that includes the hunt for the Loch Ness Monster. The Duke of Rothmore, Remy Lanford, may be loyal to the English crown, but his heart belongs to Scotland and his soul thrives on adventure. He is intent upon finding a mysterious stone of great power reported to be located near the Loch Ness. Blue Stocking Vanessa Pembroke is determined to prove the existence of the legendary Loch Ness Monster. I'm seeing a pattern here. It is cold in my house. Excuse my old flunky sweater. It's there that she meets Graham, a man who understands her thirst for knowledge. Alright. Julianne Long. What I Did for a Duke. What I Did for a Duke. 4.5 stars. As the fifth in the Penroyal Green series, this deliciously delightful romance shines with long, charming storytelling, appearing characters, fast-paced and brimming with engaging dialogue. Readers will smile with joy and pleasure. When Ian Everseas dares to fall in love with the fiancé of Alexander Moncrief, Duke of Falconbridge, the Duke vows revenge. Everyone knows you don't cross the Duke. His reputation as cold, calculating, and arrogant scares off most of the tons. Moncrief believes he has devised the perfect means to exact his revenge. Woo, seduce, and ruin Everseas' sister, Genevieve, but he's the one in surprise. Genevieve isn't some simpering miss. Her sharp tongue and wit intrigue him almost as much as her kind nature. And where's my that one? That one? That one? Invitation to Ruin. Rowan Evans. Down here at the bottom. Down here at the bottom. 4.5 stars. Here's a fast-paced story filled with snappy dialogue and tortured hero that delight the reader as much as he delights the heroine. A strong heroine, some wonderful secondary characters, and a villain who is truly evil. Anthony Craven, the Earl of Wickham, aka the Lord of Wicked, is about to pursue his favorite pastime, sin and vice. On his way to his assassination, he winds up in the wrong room, that of Melissa Goodley, a 20-year-old virgin. When they're caught, Anthony has no choice but to marry her. Many hope that this is just what Anthony needs to turn him in from his current path of self-destruction. Anthony leaves Melissa on their wedding night. Each time they are in the same room, Anthony's attraction for his wife grows, but he has vowed never to father children in order to end what he believes is the evil family curse. There. My gal pal, if you have not watched my Argenos, please go watch my Argenos from last year. Love those vampires. But every now and then, she's put out quite a few of them too. Excuse me. Okay. Please go check out my Argenos. Where is it now? Alright, the heiress. Show it to you. Show it to you. If someone can help me with my computer, I'd appreciate it. 4 stars. Sand's companion to the Countess abounds with her hallmark humor and sensuality. Sands cleverly juxtaposes the stories in her duet from differing points of view. Her sister's marriage had saved the family from ruin, but with her father's gambling-dense mountain, Suzette must find a husband and claim her inheritance. What she needs is a poor man in want of a wealthy wife, but with her sister's dead husband suddenly alive, Suzette has a problem. When Daniel Woodrow rescues his best friend and they return to England, his goal is to help find a traitor. He never expects an encounter a bluntly outspoken young woman who fascinates him. See what happens. Alright, did I get, yes I did. Oh, we are in need of repair. We will have to repair this. Sweet as the Devil. Known for her highly charged sensual novels brimming over with passion, adventure, and colorful historical detail, Johnson delivers exactly what her fans say of him. Within the pages of the third in her latest quartet, readers will discover fascinating, colorful details, sizzling love scenes, and unforgettable characters. For some years, James Blackwood has been sought after lover, and for just as long he has worked as an undercover operative for his government and the royal family of a small nation. When his friend Prince Rupert is assassinated, James vows to reveal the traitorous killer and protect the king's newly discovered daughter, Sophia. See what happens there. Heather Grothaus. Never kiss a stranger. Never kiss a stranger. 4 stars. In the Fox Sisters trilogy, GROTHAUS introduces readers to a trio of empowered sisters who fit into their time period yet appeal to modern readers. Lady Alice, youngest of the Fox sisters, finds trouble wherever she goes. Her rash words send her fleeing her sister's wrath. She runs straight into the fox ring on night of the full moon. Escaping his attackers, Pierce Malloy wanders into the ring unaware of the legend, claiming he is to wed the maiden he meets. Aww. Julianne McLean. Captured by a Highlander. 4 stars. Still has the price tag on it. What was it? $5. McLean demonstrates 4 stars. McLean demonstrates her ability to write a powerful romance. Smart, fast-paced writing with an interweaving of history and sensuality make this an intriguing read. Duncan McLean is hunting Richard Bennett, the British officer who murdered his beloved. You know, I've mentioned this several times before, but they always say a publisher says he has 3 seconds to capture your attention on your way down the book aisle. So, naked guy on cover, capture your attention? When he slips into the enemy's fort, he discovers Lady Amelia, Bennett's betrothed. He kidnaps her and escapes to the Highlands. Amelia is the daughter of a colonel, a man respected by both Scots and English. She will be no one's willing captive. See what happens. Jo Beverley, my lady, an unlikely countess. 4 stars. With her distinctive voice and eminent knowledge of the era, Beverley sets the tone for this strong, moving romance, centering on a woman caught in hierarchical society and a man who cannot resist his destiny. In his cups and spoiling for a fight, Caspar Bajorn comes to the aid of a young woman beset by ruffians. Little do Kate and Prudence Yilgrave realize what is in store for them. Forced to resign his army commission, heartsick over the argument with his brother, and little money, there is not much Kate can do to help Prudence. Though there is an attraction, they go their own ways. His brother's sudden death sees Kate as the Earl of Malzard, and he suddenly decides to see how Prudence is faring. Although she is about to wed wealthy, unscrupulous Henry Drydell, their friendship develops into more. You and you. Okay. One of the ones. Let's do this first. Olivia Drake, Scandal of the Year, 4 stars. The final installment of the Crompton Sisters trilogy is charming, sweet, humorous, and poignant as any of Drake's previous books. in the middle there. Four stars. Blythe Crompton sisters are happily married and she longs to wed herself. She would marry for a title to please her parents, and the older Duke of Savoy could be the perfect husband, except for his jealous daughter. But when she befriends the new footman, James Blythe, begins dreaming of something other than being a duchess. She yearns for love. James is not the simple servant he appears to be. He is James Riding, heir to the Crompton fortune. Ooh, I like when they hide. I like when they do disguises. Mary Wine, Highland Heat. Four stars. Readers will recall Deidre Chatton from To Conquer Highlander and be thrilled to read her story. Deidre is a strong woman, and it will take an equally strong man to tame her. Wine has created the perfect complement in Quentin Cameron. Deidre Chatton is a tarnished woman living in the Abbey where her sister is training to be Mother Superior. Quentin Cameron arrives looking for the Queen, Joan Beaufort. Sparks fly, but there is no time to examine them. Plus, Deidre doesn't particularly trust the word of men. When the opportunity arises to help the Queen, Deidre accepts the challenge. Unfortunately, that puts her right in Quentin's keep and his arms. Aww. And a book that did not, I had it the first video, I do not have it this video, and I should just kick it out, but I'm just gonna go ahead and do it anyway. So if I remember, I will do a pic. So picture Chrissy, picture Chrissy. That way I'll know when I go through the video. But this, no, I had the book the first time around. It's 4.5 stars. Elizabeth Chadwick. It's no surprise that Chadwick is one of the most respected authors of medieval historical novels. Her keen sense of time and place, her three-dimensional characters, and detailed and vibrant description and heart-pounding plot. Spirited, rebellious man-held Marshall lives an envied life as the daughter to one of England's most powerful men. But when King John believes William Marshall is against him, her life changes. Her brothers become John's hostages, and she's quickly to wed to Hugh Bigod, son of the Earl of Norfolk. And she and Hugh forge a strong marriage based on love and respect, but her father-in-law, Manheld, far too outspoken and fears her untruly nature, will be the family's ruin. When King John begins making demands on the Bigods, Manheld and Hugh's marriage is threatened, but she's not a woman to fall in fear of ruthless. Okay. I already did this. Okay, so on to the next. Where's my marker? I've lost my marker. All right, this one. 44. Another one that I had the book for. But we'll just. The Sins of the Borgia. The Sins of the Borgia. Yeah. 4.5 stars. Bauer brilliantly merges history with politics and convincing characters to draw readers into a lush and colorful tapestry of Renaissance life. This richly satisfying and fulfilling novel tugs at the heart as readers empathize with the heroine and come to understand the joy and pain of love. A Jewish converted to Catholicism, Violette becomes a lady-in-waiting to Lucretia Borgia and follows her lady when she marries Alfonso d'Este, Duke of Ferrara. Before a Levante leaves, she meets Lucrezia's brother, Caesar, and knows an instant that her fate is somehow tied to his. Known as cruel and ruthless, he is also handsome, dashing, and sensual. Okay. Alright, let's move on to mainstream fiction. Jodi Picoult, Sing You Home. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4.5 stars. In Sing You Home, Picoult revisits her tried and true formula, a contentious hot button issue, in this case, gay marriage. She told through multiple viewpoints, she turns the familiar elements into a tender, compassionate examination of what it means when we talk about family. When Zoe Baxter, a music therapist who works with depressed, terminally ill, and hospitalized patients, suffers a miscarriage, she is determined to keep trying for a baby with her husband Max. After 10 years of infertility problems, however, Max is unable to withstand further disappointment and divorces his wife. Zoe takes solace in the arms of her friend Vanessa, who rather unexpectedly becomes her lover. Max takes a very different path. He finds himself at the bottom of a bottle and ultimately finds redemption via Angelica Church. The Union Quilters. The Union Quilters. 4.5 stars. Another in the fascinating Elm Street Quilt series. This title is set during the Civil War, giving readers a look at the Union home front with Raleigh's quilts for soldiers, fundraisers, and the ladies who make up the Elm Creek Sewing and Quilting Circle. This book may remind readers of Margaret Percy's Gone to Soldiers. We seldom think beyond the battles and generals, but the story of the home team is a compelling one. Elm Creek Farm is located in a little valley in Pennsylvania near the town of Watersford. Like towns around it, most people are strong Unionists, and the farm was once a stop on the Underground Railroad. Now the townsfolk are getting ready to send their men off to fight. The Ladies' Sewing Circle has organized to send them off in style, with bunting decorating the buildings, a pageant, a parade, and speeches by the mayor and local ministers. Little do they know that they will need those organizational skills a lot in the next few years. The group is varied: some immigrants, a free black woman, some feminists who believe that women should vote and control property, but they are united in their desire to support the troops. State of the Union. State of the Union. 4 stars. Readers, don't get scared by the 500-page count of this novel, as every page is worth it. From the title of this novel, it can be apparent that politics is heavily prevalent in this story. It is interesting to see the progression of political views from the 1960s to 2003. It's a realistic look at the bad news and bad circumstances can occur back to back and become overwhelming. Hannah Buchanan is a young schoolteacher in Maine, married to a doctor and the mother of a baby boy. Then a brief affair with a radical Tobias Judson triggers a series of tumultuous, life-changing events. And get the quilters. KRISTINA MCMORRIS. Letters from Home. Letters from Home. Letters from Home. It's 4 stars. Sprinkled in with fabulous historical detail of the World War II era and true-to-life characters, Letters from Home is a beautifully told story. The characters are well developed and the motivations for their actions and misunderstandings are clearly shown. The night before Morgan McLean ships off to war, he meets the woman of his dreams, but Liz Steffen steps away for a moment and returns to see Morgan dancing with her roommate Betty. Liz leaves without a word, not knowing that Morgan only danced with Betty to save her from a harassing sailor. The next day, Betty, having no idea of Liz's interest, begs Liz to write Morgan for her. Betty promised to write out of gratitude for his chivalry. Liz reluctantly agrees, never admitting her true feelings for Morgan. I hate misunderstandings like that. I hate when authors use that. I hate it. But it happens a lot. All right. It's weird. There it is. They do this a lot. They don't interview. Sometimes they do it, but sometimes they don't. And I have a few cases where they do it. But then there are some cases where they don't do it. But they review the book in one magazine and then interview the author in the next magazine or vice versa. There are a few where they do the author and the book in the same, but not very often. But there was a huge write-up of Laurel K, and then the book only got 2 stars. I mean, it was like 2-page spread on Laurel and how great the book was, and the actual review had 2 stars. But anyways, we're doing teen, and this is the March Darkest Mercy. This is the March magazine that we're doing, the March RT. But it's on the cover of April. Okay? So we will talk about this book twice. So go figure that one. Darkest Mercy, 4.5 stars. It's hard to describe this conclusion to Marr's stunning, wickedly lovely series. Readers will laugh, cry, then feel sad that the story is over. Marr is a master of trade, trying her storytelling magically beautiful with her best work to date. Darkest Mercy. Barry falls into chaos as the court prepares for war. While Bachman grows stronger, Keenan, Aslan, Seth, Neil, and Donna must fight their own inner battles with love, loss, betrayal, sanity, and desire. Oh, and don't forget, this book spawned an if-then on Fae, so please go check out that if-then on the Fae. Okay. Carrie Ryan, Dark and Hollow Places. The Dark and Hollow Places. The Dark and Hollow Places. 4.5 stars. Book 3 in the Forest of Hand and Tea series takes readers to the dark city. In this one sitting page turner, there's something genuinely scary. Anna is barely eking out an existence in Dark City, mourning the twin sister she hasn't seen since they were 5, and waiting for Elias to return from his stint in the recruiters. Then she sees her twin from a distance, loses her in a crowd, finds Ellis again, and meets the fascinating but secretive catcher, just before a horde of zombies storms the city. Will she get together with her sister again? Hopefully. Hopefully. Okay, on to sci-fi. This is a book I had the first time. and I do not have it. And I keep losing that. Here it is. Keep losing my thing. So, Chrissy, put a picture here, Chrissy. Put a picture here, Chrissy. I hope the audio on you survives. And I like you too. You're my backup. You know I work. You know, I know you're working. I'm not sure about you. So please be working. You have the better picture. And your sound is a little low. So if the video changes at some point where I'm talking really, really loudly and I go to you know that we've done a switch, and if the video switches. This shirt in that one is black. In that one, it's navy, maybe? So we are in science fiction. And this is the book that I had that I don't have today and that I will have to put back tomorrow. The Wise Man's Fear, Patrick Rothfuss, 4.5 stars. The highly anticipated second volume of the King Killer Chronicles is worth the wait. It's an amazingly immense and detailed story where not a single word is unnecessary or out of place. Quoth continues to tell the chronicle of the story of his life. Still at the university, he gets into a scrape galore and pursues petty grudges with a group of friends who are likely better than he deserves. He also continues to search for answers about his parents' death. On a forced break from his education, Quith travels to the other side of the world to help a powerful lord defend the honor of Eden Rue, and survives the begrudgingly seductive attentions of the Fae. Interesting. Mystery. Love you more. Love you more. Love you more. Love you more. Lisa Gardner. Gardner, 4.5 stars. Gardner hits an impressive new high with her latest tout thriller, a three-way chess game with life of a 6-year-old girl at stake. Unbelievably gripping and clever, you won't want to put it down until the final page. Boston Police Detective D.D. Warren is not thrilled to be called to a crime scene by her friend and former lover, State Police Detective Bobby Dodge. However, she gets there, she understands from her statement and the evidence, State Trooper Tessie Leone shot and killed her husband after being beaten and abused. Of more immediate concern is the fact that 6-year-old Sophie Leone is missing. Let's just go and do this one. Have you seen the movie? You need to pull it up on Amazon Prime or YouTube. I'm sure it's out there. The Erin Brockovich Julia played her in the Erin Brockovich movie about the water and the cancer and those people. So Rock Bottom. 4.5 stars. Activist Brockovich teams up with Bessel Lyons on a fascinating, intense thriller about relationships, environmentalism, and the lengths people will go to protect a dark secret. The story is fast-paced, dark, and dangerous, and Angela is tough with her enough vulnerability to make her likable. Angela Joy Palladino fled her hometown, Scotia, West Virginia, as a pregnant teen. Since then, she's put herself through school, raising her special needs son. She also becomes an environmental activist, the people's champion, takes a dramatic fall from grace in the public eye when litigator Zach Hardy offers her a job battling the coal mining industry. Attempting to stop mountaintop removal in Scotia, she accepts, but her homecoming isn't exactly perfect, especially when her new boss turns up dead. Alright. That one. That one. Alright. Another one. That I forgot to do. We'll just do it quick. Zeppies, RUTA Zetepes, Between Shades of Gray. That's this one. It's that one. 4 stars. Zeppies creates a memorable journey that unveils an often overlooked portion of history based on the true story of the thousands of Baltic refugees who suffered at the hands of Stalin's ethnic cleansing. While it does not have the power of the Diary of Anne Frank, it is still moving and well written. We'll do that. Okay, so back to mystery. I just wanted to get that off my list here. Now, this is an author we're doing right now in my daily book review reads. So please check out. We are doing J.R. Wood, Black Dagger Brotherhood. We are doing James Patterson, Alex Cross series, and we are also doing C.S. Harris, St. Cyr series. Sorry, the lighting in here is bad. 4.5 stars. Sebastian St. Cyr may have finally convinced Miss Hero Jarvis to be his bride, but some things don't change. Once again, the good-looking young lord investigates a horrific murder, or perhaps more than one. Sebastian St. Cyr dips into international politics when he investigates the death of diplomat, the fiancé of his soon-to-be bride's cousin. There's a lot of intrigue here, and not all of it coming out of the Home Office. Sebastian is investigating the appearance of a second body when his fiancé Hero is abducted. So you will see this in an individual review in a couple weeks. We will get to it. Another book that I had the first time around, and I don't. Wait a minute. Started. All right. Chrissy, picture. Chrissy, picture. Chrissy, picture. Started early, took my dog. Kate Atkinson, 4.5 stars. Jackson Brody is back. Fans of Atkinson will cheer for this latest entry, which features the erstwhile PI again on the trail of a convoluted case. Once more, Atkinson weaves multiple narratives and storylines, both past and present, creating a captivating tale. Jackson Brody is searching for details about the biological parents of an adopted woman, biological parents who don't seem to exist. As he digs deeper into what turns out to be a cold case from the 70s, the number of missing women he's searching for begins to multiply. Okay. Another series we may do down the line. Antiques Knockoff, Barbara Allen. Show you. Sorry about the lighting. 4.5 stars. If you like a laugh out loud funny mysteries, this Trash and Treasures installment will make your day. Place your bets on the screwball comedy where the clues are thick and the mother-daughter dynamic is off the charts. Despite her confession, Brandy Bourne is sure her mother Vivian didn't kill obnoxious Connie Grimes, even though Connie practically admitted to the poison pen letters that were plaguing the Bourne girls. So what if Connie and Viv had a pushy-shovey dispute in the clock store the day before Connie turned up dead and Vivi's prints were on the murder weapon. Oops. I'm sure there's a good explanation. A lady that we talked about in If Then Food segment. Cozy Foods. Devil's Food Cake. Devil's Food Cake. Devil's Food Cake. 4 stars. Something is new is always baking in Hannah's cookie shop and getting along with delectable treats. Readers get a generous helping of clever sleuthing, delightful characters, and relationship drama that keeps Hannah in high demand with cozy readers. It's winter in Lake Eden, Minnesota, and Hannah Swenson has her hands full providing refreshments at several local events, including a honeymoon send-off for Reverend Bob Cudson and his wife, Claire. Reverend Bob's replacement, Matthew Walters, an old friend, will take over his duties at the church for the next several weeks, where they go on their honeymoony. But when Hannah finds Reverend Matthew in the church office dead and face down in Grandma Nutson's devil food cake, she wonders what secrets the good Reverend was keeping. Okay, I'm going to add one more. Picture Chrissy, picture Chrissy, picture Chrissy. Write this down. We did this guy in my If Then Native Americans, Native American Texas. So please, Chrissy, picture, and forgive me if I forget, but I'm gonna try, depending on how all this goes. 4 stars. This new FBI Death Along the Spirit Road by C.M. Wendell. WENDELBOE. This new series follows FBI man Manny Tano. The writing seems to show deep knowledge of both the reservation life and the Sioux tribe. Manny Tano left the reservation to become an FBI agent years ago. Though he's now teaching at the FBI Academy, his boss sends him back to solve the death of a wealthy developer killed by a war club. The reservation is filled with old relationships and tensions from them. When Manny's brother becomes a prime suspect, his job becomes more difficult and painful. And one more. This may become a 90 book review instead of the 80 that it originally was. Auntie Dimity and the Family Tree. Does anybody do Family Tree? Does anybody do genealogy? You need to gather up your birth certificate, and if you're married, your marriage certificate, and your children's certificates. Make copies of everything. Store the originals in a strong box. Ask your parents for copies of their birth and marriage. If they're dead, get their death certificates, tombstones, newspapers, obituaries. Gather all those materials. Gather the ones on your grandparents, yours and your husband's if you're married, or yours and your better half, and get those and try to get your great-great-grandparents. Gather as much as you can from these people while they're still alive. That'll save you money in the end, and you learn interesting stories. Write them down, get pictures, write the names down on the back of the picture, please. So in 50 years and somebody picks up this picture, I have no clue who these people are. It would be nice to have the names on the back. Okay. Atherton series is the coziest of cozy. There's no murder in this light adventure. Instead, the mystery concerned an old estate and the identity of characters old and new. Laurie's father-in-law has moved to an abandoned mansion following its renovation. Little is known about the couple he hires to look after the estate, and when odd things occur, Laurie becomes suspicious of their motives for taking the job. Meanwhile, a longtime resident of the village is in a pickle and asks for assistance. How that goes. No. Okay. We move on to romantic suspense. Another one. She is a pain in the butt. Another one I had the book for the first time around. I don't have it this time. Living on the Edge, Shannon K. Butcher. Chrissy, picture, Chrissy, picture. 4.5 stars. Rising star Butcher launches an exciting new series by revealing the first few pieces of a dangerous, compelling puzzle. As Butcher starts laying the groundwork, she introduces an intriguing cast of characters whose personal stories promise drama and adventure. I just want to look at something. No. That's odd. They usually. The initial antagonism between the protagonists keeps the pace brisk and their encounters intriguing, by delivering a dynamic thriller that only peels back the first layer of the mystery. Estranged from her general father for years, Sloane Gideon is not about to let him dictate whether or not she can rescue their friend Gina from the Columbia drug lord who kidnapped her. Although Sloane works for the Edge, a group of mercenaries, this rescue is a personal mission. Lucas Ramsey owns the general a lot, so even though his bum knee forced him out of service, he agrees to stop Sloane from going to Columbia. Plan A fails miserably, so Lucas follows Sloane south, where he reluctantly agrees to help. See what happens. Kiss me, kill me. Kiss me, kill me. Kiss me, kill me. 4.5 stars. Lucy Kincaid's saga continues in the second installment of Brennan's riveting series. The next time Brennan tests her heroine's emotional intellectual strength on a missing teenager case that has horrifically intersects with a twisted serial killer. When Lucy's dreams of joining the FBI are stymied by rejection letters, she is crushed. However, her new boyfriend, P.I. Sean Rogan, is not about to let her quit and suggests she appeal her decision. In the meantime, he could use her help on a new case. Kristen Benton disappeared a week ago, and her mother is very worried. With Lucy's help, they discover that Kristen was involved with a party girl, a members-only website. Uh-oh, does that spell trouble? Kat Martin. Please go check out my, I did a couple of videos on Kat Martin. Reading order thing. Kat Martin. The lighting is bad. I'm sorry. The lighting is bad. Sorry. Against the Law. The final installment of the Rains Wind Canyon trilogy is full of suspense. And I'm telling you right now, this was not the final one. They said it was the final one, but then she did about 5 or 6 more. So there's more after this. I have one someplace. I can't see. Against the Edge is what comes after this. When handbag designer Locke Delaney comes to Devlin Rains requesting his help to find the family that adopted his niece, Devlin is reluctant, but he takes the case on as a favor to an old friend. After all, it's just a straightforward search. However, straightforward is the last thing the case has, as it takes an unexpected turn, and now both Dev and Locke are looking for a niece who is missing. As their search takes them from Los Angeles to Mexico, Dev becomes more invested not only in the case, but in Locke herself. Uh, Another, oh, The Edge of Night, Jill Sorensen. 4 stars. Riveting, The Edge of Night is taut with emotion, suspense, and danger. There are parallel love stories running through this book. The story of the younger sister and her love interest is a bit more heartfelt than the primary love story. However, Sorensen expertly leads the stories into two. Officer Noah Young is part of the gang unit in Chelsea Vista when he inadvertently comes across the dead body of a young woman. He's drawn into a murder investigation. The case leads him to April Ortiz, and he's instantly drawn to her. When April and her daughter's uncle become part of the investigation, Noah is asked to trust his heart and his instincts. See what happened there? Cynthia Eden, 4 stars. Deadly Lies. Deadly Lies. Book 3 in Eden's Deadly series picks up with the life of the recovery of FBI agent Samantha Kennedy. The heroine's use of sex to help her regain control of her life makes this book incredibly hot. Okay. FBI agent Samantha Kennedy is struggling to prove she's still capable of doing a job. After having her spirit broken by a madman, she's fighting to regain control of her life and her emotions. After she meets the hot Max Ridgway, Samantha uses sex with him to help her gain her confidence. However, Max's younger brother is kidnapped and held for ransom. Her personal and professional life become intimately intertwined, and all semblance of control seems to disappear. All right. Jill Eileen Smith. We are into inspirationals. Bathsheba. 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 Jill, 4.5 stars. Jill Smith's portrayal of how women lived in Old Testament times and her research of the wives of King David give this series an authentic appeal. Bathsheba is married to Uriah, a warrior who's part of the king's inner circle who follows every letter of the law. Bathsheba only longs for his love and a child. While Uriah is away, Bathsheba longs to find fulfillment and is charmed by King David. She finds herself with child. Whose child is it? A book that we had the first time and I don't have this time. So Chrissy Picture, if you remember Chrissy Picture. Anne H. Gabhart, Angel Sister. This book will leave you changed as it uncovers family secrets and draws you into the days following the first World War and the Great Depression. In 1936, and middle child of Kate Merritt is working hard to keep her family together. Her father, Victor, slowly slips into alcoholism and his business suffers during the Great Depression. As the mother, Nadine, tries to deal with the situation, her sisters seem not to realize what's going on. Kate is the one who must shoulder the emotional load. Tracy, no, wait a minute. All right, I did Eileen. Deborah Smith. Wait a minute, let me just do this. Deborah Bedford, his other wife. Deborah Bedford, his other wife. His other wife. 4 stars. Bedford takes the familiar storyline of a single mother raising a son and elevates it beyond the expected. The characters and their actions seem real and believable. Parents will shudder when they realize how easily this scenario could occur. Hillary has done an amazing job raising her son Seth after her husband Eric leaves. Seth is getting ready to graduate and has a bright future ahead. Hillary just has to get through the events surrounding the graduation, including an extended visit from Eric, his wife Pamela, and their 2 children. When a tragedy occurs, the adults must learn how to get along and cooperate in order to support Seth. Okay. All right. Tracy Peterson. Hearts Aglow. Hearts Aglow. Hearts Aglow. Hearts Aglow. 4 stars. Peterson takes on more than romance in the second book of the Striking a Match series. Deborah Vandermark is continuing her medical training and courtship with Dr. Christopher Clayton until suddenly he sends her a letter that ends both their relationships. Deborah and her mother take turns caring for Sissy, a freed slave whose family were killed. The entire community is troubled until they try to bring harmony through the Independence Day festivities. And we did end Get Part because I wanted to. Yep. All right. So. That one. Andrew, Love Amid the Ashes. Love Amid the Ashes. Love Amid the Ashes. 4.5 stars. Andrew creates the biblical story of Job through the eyes of the woman who's remained loyal to him. She has interwoven Job's steadfast faith and his willingness to lead others to God amidst devastation and restoration. The epic story of Job is interwoven with those of Esau's tribe, and the daughter of Jacob, Princess Diana, who is gifted in the healing arts, cares for Job along the love of his life. Siddis, the female servants who respond to Job's God and stayed through their suffering, grew wise in faith and forgiveness. Meanwhile, Job's relatives and friends bicker and struggle with the difficulties of knowing God and remaining loyal to Job. Mitchell Siri, A Heart Most Worthy. Heart Most Worthy. I just had it. Four stars. Another great historical novel by a wonderful author whose characters are always a treat to know. They are never flat or boring. The World War I background provides color and depth. Boston, 1918. Julietta, Anna Maria, and Lucienne work at Madame Fonz's gown shop. Julietta has her heart set on Angela, who has recently arrived from Rome. Anna Maria has lost her heart to Raffaello. Though her parents disapprove, Luciana has mixed emotions at Moro the doctor and her brother's best friend. Luciana also has the eye of Billy, the son of Mrs. Quinn. Madame Fonz's annoying client, but with the events of the war, their worlds are torn apart. That's the end of inspirational. Let's go to contemporary romance. Brenda Jackson, A Silken Thread. Brenda Jackson, A Silken Thread. 4.5 stars. When a favorite author introduces a new character who aren't tied to any previous works, expectations are going to be high. Jackson doesn't disappoint. The families in Hattiesville, Ohio have an intriguing story to tell. The secrets tying all of the characters together are well crafted. When you think you've figured one out, another twist pops up in the first class page turner. Eric Sanders and Brian Lawson meet, fall in love, and move forward with their dream wedding with all the hope and love that they should have. But as a member of one of the first families of Hattiesville, Erica's mother has other ideas. She has no problems manipulating the people in her life, nor dealing with the destruction that follows. Okay. Luann McLean, Playing for Keeps. Playing for Keeps. 4.5 stars. The first of McLean's new Cricket Creek series is a delightful bouquet of romances set in a small town that needs saving. The main characters play well off one another, and the secondary moments are entertaining and enjoyable as the central one. Noah Falcon, a former Major League relief pitcher turned actor, turns to his hometown of Cricket, Kentucky. After 20 years away to an audition for community theater production after his soap opera character was killed off, he was left with the need to improve his acting abilities. Almost everyone is pleased to see him except his teacher, Olivia Lawson, who has the female lead in the play. She had a crush on him in the past. Julianne McLean. Oh, we did that. Julia London. A Light at Winter's End. A Light at Winter's End. Four and a half stars. Wyatt first appeared in London's The Summer of Two Wishes. This is his story, and a fine story it is. After the collapse of his marriage, Wyatt has made a new life for himself and is content with it. Many people might see living out on a ranch alone with his dog and herding cows as more hiding than living, but he doesn't want to see people anyway. Then he notices smoke coming from the old Fisher place. Holly was doing fine, making a living as a songwriter in Austin, when her perfect sister showed up at her tiny apartment, dropped her 1-year-old son off, and just left. I see romance coming. Another lady we did a big thing on the series with, Linda Lael Miller. Linda Lael Miller. I Creed in Stone Creek. I do the McKettricks and I do the Creed. 4 stars. This is the first in a new trilogy featuring the 2 Creed brothers and a cousin, and is fast-paced with many familiar faces. Lawyer Stephen Creed moves to Stone Creek to settle down and raise 5-year-old Matt, the son of his now deceased best friend. Determined to fix up the rundown ranch he bought, he doesn't plan on falling for the local county prosecutor, Melissa O'Balavan. Melissa hasn't been involved with a man since her last breakup 2 years ago, and she doesn't want to be involved but can't help being attracted to Stephen. Okay. That one. Jill Mansell, Staying at Daisy's. In Mansell's latest novel, Love is the Best House Guest of All, Daisy, the manager of the inn owned by her father, is not looking for love, but Dev is not giving up easily. Insanity commences at Colworth Manor when a prestigious wedding brings an obnoxious best man. Dev ties into innkeeper Daisy McLean's life. She's annoyed and fascinated when Dev is intrigued by the cool blade with snotty air. The years before, Daisy was easing herself out of marriage to a charming and cheating spouse, and she has no intentions of getting involved with someone else. And obviously does. Let's see. Alright, we are not going to do this one because it only got 2 stars. I'm just going to cross this off. We added so many other good ones. We're just going to cross this one off. Okay. Michelle Bardsley. Never Again. Again with the naked men. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4.5 stars. The consistently excellent Bardsley introduces a new world with the launch of her Wizards of Nevermore series. Bleaker in tone from her Broken Heart series, the small town is setting for dangerous magic and murder. A deal with a demon lord centuries before gave the Rackmore family its wealth and power. However, a sudden great reckoning 10 years ago caused the fortunes of all Rackmore descendants to disappear, leaving them at the mercy of a less than charitable grand court. At the time, Gray Calhoun of the House of Dragons was married to Karen Raymore, who, in an attempt to keep her fortune, sacrificed him to the demon call. Gray miraculously escaped from hell, but he did not come back alone. Karen's younger sister, Lucinda Rackmore, is now in dire straits. Cursed by a ruthless former lover, her magic useless. As a last resort, Lucy approaches Gray, who lives in tiny Nevermore, and Gray is not inclined to help. Can she convince him? Now, I know. Give me a minute. I wonder if it's in April. I know. I've seen this picture. Oh. There's no special editing here. I know there's a picture of this. I had this book for the last one, but oh, I know. I don't think it was in July. Oh, it had to have been in June. if this will work. Okay. I cannot find it. I know I just saw it. Oh, excuse me a second. I know I just saw it. It's driving me crazy. But anyways, so I don't have I have, if I remember, depending on how things go, I may or not put a picture up. But How to Flirt with a Naked Werewolf. 4.5 stars. Molly Harper. Harper is simply fantastic. She's accurately and subtly uses the rugged setting of a small Alaska rural town in Alaska to great advantage. Living in Alaska and having spent time in some very remote areas, this viewer is suitably impressed. Mo Weinstein is new to Grundy, Alaska, but even this Southern belle knows finding a naked man trapped in a bear trap isn't normal, especially when he's a werewolf. Kelsey Crow, Dreams of a Dark Warrior, 4.5 stars. 4.5 stars. Love, Lost, Found, and Lost Again, and the newest theme of the newest installment of Cole's Immortals After Dark series. Cole never lets her protagonist off easy, and fate has been especially unkind to these lovers. These various plotlines continue to intersect as this book and the previous one, Demons from the Dark, take place simultaneously. I always get impressed when authors are able to do that, to write 2 books that happen at the same time. Stephanie Lawrence did that with the Buccaneers. Centuries ago, Valkyrie, Ryan, Raiden, and Aiden the Fierce, a berserker, fell in love, but Aiden couldn't obtain his mortality. Am I reading the right? Yeah. But before Aiden could obtain his mortality, he was killed by a vampire. Although Aiden continues to be reincarnated, the lovers appear cursed. Each time Reagan finds Aiden and gets him to remember the past, she loses him to death. The gods are especially cruel this time, as in the lifetime of Aiden is none other than Declan Chase, the Majesty of the Human Anti-Immortal Organization of the Order. Primal Bonds, Jennifer Ashley. Hey, Casanova. I'm freezing. I am freezing. Casanova. Casanova. I think he's getting deaf at his old kitty cat age. Primal Bonds. 4.5 stars. In the second in her Shifties Unbound series, the multi-talented Ashley begins revealing more of the complex history that makes up her world. Prejudice, hatred, and fear abounds in Primal Bonds, giving this book a threatening edge. As guardian and keeper of the sword that can release the souls of shifters, Sean Morrissey doesn't expect to find a female willing to accept him and his bleak duties. When half shifter, half fate, Andre Gray needs access into order join Shifted Town, Sean evokes the May claim to get her entry. Trouble is brewing as human gangs are shooting at shifters, trying to cause a wider rift between the populations. The magical collar each shifter is forced to wear limits their attempt at retaliation. Andrea is having disturbing dreams as someone trying to make contact from Fairy. Moon Cursed. Laurie D. Handelin. 4 stars. Leave it to the Highland to take her newest feature novel into a truly different direction. Murder and mystery are plaguing the small Scottish village of Drumcut, and Handelin does a great job of invoking an eerie atmosphere. Even though her TV series Hoax Hunters has been cancelled, Chris Daniels is hoping she can resurrect it if she proves the Loch Ness Monster is a hoax. Kristen starts her quest only to stumble across the body of a murdered, drowned woman. While the locals don't believe it, some say it was Nessie who killed her. Kristen's interest is piqued when she runs into handsome Liam Graham at the ruins of the legendary Ucourt Castle. When Kristen is approached by Edward Mandover for help in finding the monster, she is hesitant, but she could use the money. Truth or Demon, Kathy Love. This is one of our 3 stars. The amusing but lightweight story is a good antidote to a blustery winter. 2 unlikely characters, a playful, humorous demon, and a serious, responsible technical manual editor turn up the pages with explosive sex. And we'll leave it at that. Okay. And see. Oh, I missed one. I did that. Okay. And Pamela Palmer. Hunger Untamed. I have Untamed, but I don't have Hunger Untamed. I kept looking at this book and looking at this book, and it just said the one title, not the 2. So I do have this author, I just don't have that one. 4 stars. The latest in Palmer's intriguing series deals with 2 races, the Feral Warriors and the Alanas. 2 of the Feral Warriors, Hawk and Tige, are stuck in a spirit trap. That means only Cougar can think of to free them before it's too late to enlist the help of his former mate, Ariana. Unfortunately, Ariana is hiding a secret and may not be willing to help. We'll see. Demon Song, Cat Adams. Demon Song, Cat Adams. 4.5 stars. This suburbly talented duo, Kathy Clamp and C.T. Adams, hits a new high with this apocalyptic thriller. Part vampire, part siren, yet emotionally human bodyguard Celia Graves is still facing the fallout from her deadly battles with the demon and siren queen. Adapting to her evolving powers is a challenge, and Celia is going to need all her skills and more to face the newest threat. An ancient rift between dimensions that were sealed during the destruction of Atlantia is reopening. Stuff is coming out of it. Jane Wells. Green-Eyed Demons. Green-Eyed Demons. 4.5 stars. 3rd chapter of Wells' dazzling, sizzling series, edgy heroine Sabrina Kane racing against the clock to save her recently discovered twin. Time is running out for half-vampire, half-mage Sabrina to rescue her twin, Macy, from their vicious vampire grandmother, Lavina Kane. The dominator vampires nearly destroyed the mage Hecate Council in a sneak attack, so Sabrina's sexy mage Adam Gill, Demon Minion are looking to even the odds. So we'll see what happens there. Richelle Mead, Iron Crowned. Richelle Mead, Iron Crowned. I should do this a little slower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mead brings back her half-human, half-face heroine for the 3rd chapter in the dark and intriguing Dark Swan series. Expertly layering plot threads and character development, Mead sends her feisty heroine on a desperate journey that will test alliances. Reluctant Thorn Queen Eugenia is dividing her time between the mortal home and Otherworld, where a brutal war is being waged. Eugenia has joined forces with the Fairy King Dorian, both romantically and militant, yet the cost of war is high. Okay. Kim Harrison, A Pale Demon, only got 3 stars. The ninth book in Harrison Howler's series follows a similar pattern to the last few volumes, namely that awful things happen to Rachel Morgan and she keeps surviving. I like the Hollows. I'm glad she came back to it. She stopped at 13, took away a few years, did some other stuff that didn't do so well, and she came back to Rachel. And we, the fans, are benefiting from Rachel being back. What happens when a witch, a vampire, and an elf and a pixie take a road trip? Lots of crazy things is what Rachel Morgan has 3 days to make it to the Witches Convention in San Francisco, but she's on the no-fly list. Trent Kalmack has his own reasons for needing to get to the West Coast by land, and just seems natural that Ivy and Jenks would go along too. See what happens there. And this side of the grave. Frost. After 4.5 stars. After exploring the lives of 2 secondary characters, Frost is back with the next fiery installment of her Night Hunter series. While this series follows the course of Kat's evolution and destiny, what makes these books so unforgettable is the sizzling and complex relationship between Kat and Bones. After defeating the vampire Gregor, Kat had hoped for some quality time with her husband Bones, but it's not in the cards as 2 masterless vampires bring ominous news. Apollon, a leader of the ghouls, has been agitating for trouble, but could lead to a war between the vampires and the ghouls. But even Kat is now a full vampire. Apollon is using the existence of Kat's abilities to torment, fear, and bigotry. Not good. Not good. Alright. Oh. So we did those. Hannah Jane under wraps. Hannah Jane under wraps. 4 stars. What do you get when you cross a supernatural Social Security office with a DMV? The Underworld Detection Agency. That's what. Readers are in for a fun treat as Jane kicks off a funny, irreverent UF series featuring Sophie Lawson, a human with immunity to magic who works with supernaturals. Interesting. And we are not going to do this one. That one off. And Harley Quinn. All right, Michelle Rowan, Inevitability. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 stars. Paranormal investigator Emma Black runs into a former partner Ryan Shepard at Masquerade Ball where a lust potion is inadvertently splashed on him. The potion brings the ex-co-worker's long dormant feelings to the surface, but Emma can't entirely let herself go as she believes Ryan is a thief. Carrie Connor, Circumstantial Marriage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4.5 stars. Carrie Connor. Connor hits all cylinders with this twisting mystery, and readers are going to love being taken along for the ride. After Audrey Ellison's uncle is murdered and she's nearly kidnapped at gunpoint, she seeks out his protege, former investigative reporter Jason Stone, to uncover the secret behind her uncle's death, which may be linked to his upcoming biography of Senator with a presidential aspirations. A Girl's Guide to Flirting with Danger, Kimberly Lang. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 stars. An optimistic marriage counselor and a cynical divorce attorney wouldn't have much in common under the best of circumstances. So it isn't surprising that psychologist Megan Lowe and radio lawyer Devin Kenny divorced 7 years earlier. When Devin's new book puts Megan in the unwanted spotlight, her attempts to confront the situation and salvage her career backfire. The past between us, Kimberly Van Meter. I may do a second chance, if then, one day. Caught by former friend and current FBI agent Tommy Bristow, Cassie Nolan is desperate to convince him that she's innocent of the theft charges against her. The charges were engineered by her stepfather, Lionel Vischer, who killed her mother so he could have her family fortune. To tempt a wild... one. 4 stars. Terry expertly presents the story from both the male-female point of view, creating balance and allowing readers to get to know the character spurned by his fiancée. Nate Wild doesn't trust women and balks at the idea of Althea Hudson working for him. And Althea has secrets. Carla Cassidy, Special Agent Surrender. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 stars. Realtor Layla West leaves her office late one day, and when she gets in her car, someone tries to strangle her. She managed to escape. Sheriff Tom Grayson and the investigators find a syringe in the back of Layla's car. 4 women, including Tom's sister, have disappeared from the town in the last few months. Fearing Layla is next, Tom and her brothers take a cabin on their property to her assailant can't find her. Tom's brother, Jacob Grayson, an FBI agent, is also holding the cabin. Love. A Place to Belong. Linda Goodnight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Building contractor Jace Carter has lived in Redemption, Oklahoma for 14 years and is content with his work. He longs to leave his past behind, and he dreams of a future with widowed motel handler Kitty Wainwright. However, the publicity surrounding the attempted rescue of a boater brings attention to an old acquaintance to town. Jace fears his long-held secrets will be revealed and turn the townspeople against him. Oh, let's do one here. Saddled and Spurred, Lorelei James. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 stars. James once again writes her trademark alpha hero and strong, feisty heroine in the second face-past and sexy blacktop cowboys novel. Former beauty queen Harper Master needs a job for the few months remaining before she and her sister can leave town. Bailey will be starting college, which means a fresh start for both of them. Unfortunately, the only employment available is a gig as a hired hand working for Brand Turner, a man with whom she has already issues. He hires her despite her inexperience and pleasantly surprised. And I think that's the end of March 2011 for the 3rd time. If you could please hit the like and subscribe, I'd appreciate it. And show me some love and support. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in.